What is going on, everybody, and welcome to season 7, round 7. It's our reverse sprint feature around Hungary. It's gonna be a tough one today, I think. It's a bit tougher than our previous sprint race, which was around Silverstone. Probably a lot harder to overtake in Hungary, so hopefully we'll be seeing some of those faster drivers held up towards the back end of the grid. Let's very quickly run through the driver standings before we do make a start. The HL Trappy has now taken the lead of the Drivers' Championship by 2 points to Adam, followed by Solo in third. Lordy jumps up a place and goes into fourth, with LFC just 10 points behind him, looking to get that position back, I'm sure, today. Raven in P6, Ash P7, Trix P8, Ollie P9, Maddie Clem P10, Stuart P11, Hammer 94 P12, Sean P13, returning to the grid last week, or 2 weeks ago even. Nico P14, Torio P15, Saviour P16. Baggy is now moved to reserve, but he's in P17, as is Chris in P20, also reserve. Then have Kiza and Kai in 18 and 19. Kai starting at the front of our grid today. I'm going to run through the starting order. So Kai will be in P1, Nico in P2, the Hammer 94 P3, Matty Clem P4, Ollie P5, Trix P6, Ash P7. We've got a new driver today, the Red Dog Twin, who's in P8, Drift Kings in P9, LFC P10, Lordy P11, Solo P12, Adam P13, and Trappy P14. So again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, around 5 drivers towards the back end of the grid who are potentially looking to make up some places early on in this sprint race. And we also have a fair few drivers who will be looking to hold on, defend some positions, and get some big points started a bit further up the grid. So this is a reverse grid feature based on our current driver standings. I will just be right back one moment as they go into their formation lap. Okay, and so as we start our formation lap, then let's take a look at what everybody's tyre strategy is for the sprint. Always quite an interesting one to look at. So it's a bit of a split really. So a few people are opting for the soft tyre, maybe hoping for an early safety car and getting themselves a bit of a boost there early on. Maybe going double softs. Again, you do get a default tyre choice, so the tyres that you use in the sprint do not carry over to the main feature race, so you can use any of the 3 available compounds or 3 dry compounds. Welcome in, Kai. So good. I got pole without qualifying. Absolutely, mate. You're so bad that you ended up to be good during this particular race. Welcome in. I hope you're good. I'm hoping you can hold on to as many positions as humanly possible. It's going to be a tough ask though. Got a few of our faster drivers in there, but yourself, you're not a slouch, and hopefully you can pull out a little gap there, get some big points for AlphaTauri. Got 2 new drivers today. We've got the Red Dog Twin, got the Drift King. Interested to see how they fare up in comparison to some of our other drivers. Hoping that they don't get into any incidents and hoping to have a nice clean race and enjoy their debut races here in the bunker. Red Dog Twin may take up the Aston Martin seat on a full-time basis. We'll see how he gets on today and how he feels moving forward with the team. Okay, as our drivers then line up, a few drivers who have not hit the box correctly. And it looks like we might have a bit of a glitch here because one of our drivers is still driving. I'm not sure what's going on there. I can't even go on board with that particular car. Just the mine of red dog wheel. I'm not sure what's happened there. I thought I might have to do a restart here because I don't believe the flag is going to drop. We'll go ahead and restart that lobby. Brilliant. Great start. Great start. Hope to be able to get this set up nice and quickly. We don't normally have any issues with formation lap, but make sure we don't have any more issues. Does occasionally have an issue with formation lap if there's general connectivity issues. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we all on this next one. We'll try and get ourselves back in the action as quick as possible. In the meantime, feel free to chat amongst yourselves or chat to me as we do start to set things up. Off. Make sure our sim settings are correct, which they are. Rules and flags. Information left off this time. Wait. Okay. Get these invites out. Then a lot of people already joining, which is great to see. Joined. Okay. Yeah, I should be joined. It's fine. Board, you probably need an invite. Red dog, get him in. Apologies for this, everybody. As I say, we do occasionally get it. We've been pretty lucky with our formation. That's what I think. Maybe for the sprint feature, we need to turn it off. When we go from short quality straight into a race, it seems to work a bit more consistently. That's what this grid up now. I've got a majority of our drivers in. Let's try and reduce the delay that we have between starting this race. How are you? Are in P1. Let's take you all the way back up to the top. Then we have Nico, who can't see in the lobby just yet, followed by the Hammer, followed by Matty Clem, followed by Ollie, followed by Zach, who I can't currently see, followed by Ash, followed by Red Dog, I don't think has joined back just yet. Drift King also hasn't joined back just yet. LFC's here. Zach is now here as well. I have missed him earlier. Lordy, Nico's now here as well. Solo, Adam, Trappy. So we're waiting on our two new drivers, I believe. Drift King and Red Dog. Drop him another invite. In. Drift King, where are you positioned? Head of LFC. There we go. Yeah, P. Yeah. Just need Red Dog. I'm going to do one thing before we start this here. I'm going to mute everybody because we're getting a lot of feedback when we are racing. I'm the wrong player. Oh, don't want to lose session. No settings. Right, where are we? Can structure grid editor. Let's move Red Dog Twin. Drift King. Okay, so wait for an additional driver to join, and then we will make our start. Whilst we are waiting, we'll just flash up the constructor standings so people can have a look at that. So Mercedes currently in the lead, Alpine in a close second, and there's quite a large gap to Ferrari. But for third place, we do have quite a competitive drive between Ferrari and the Williams. We then have another large gap between Alfa Romeo and McLaren. Aston Martin just within touching distance of those two constructors, but it can all still change with good results here. Kai starting P1 for AlphaTauri in the sprint race could earn himself some very good points, maybe move them up further in the table. Rebel Racing getting themselves on the board last race with 18 points, although they are still quite a way shy of the leader and the car or the interval ahead. So let's wait for driver to join. Make sure everything is correct whilst we wait. And we will make our start. Practice that for. What we need to do is make sure Toyo joins and he starts at the back of the grid, and then we will be all good to go. There we go. Toyo has joined. He's at the back of the grid. So wait for him to select his car, and then we will go. So here we go then. We should be getting started in just a couple of moments' time. But we are back on the grid then. We've got no formation at this time, so it will be straight into lights out once the drivers have readied up. We kept the weather on dynamic, so it might have changed. We didn't do a lap, so I'm just gonna keep it on dynamic. I also weren't told what the weather was going to be like, so let's see what has happened here. I'm getting some L's in the chat, so I'm guessing it might have had a bit of rain, or maybe it was dry throughout previously and something's changed with the weather, but that's absolutely fine. We'll keep it mixed up. How's it going, Zach? Welcome in, bud. Welcome in. Hopefully everything's been set up correctly. I'm banking on that. We'll find out. Here we go, straight into our lights out. And away we go. That's a bit of a slow start there. Drift King has made up plenty of space early on, as has Ash. As we go in and head towards turn one, it's quite a long straight until turn one. Bit of contact with McLaren in the middle there of Ash. But other than that, it looks like it's fairly clean. LFC up places initially, but being forced off the track there by an Alpine of Rouge Nico. It's getting a bit frantic here at the back of the grid. I'm not sure what's going on here. We've got a few drivers going around. We'll give it a moment and just see what Agri's looking like. The two Ferrari now at the back. Lordy with an early spin. Torio Stark at the back. Red Dog Twins fallen back. Ash as well has also fallen back. Solo's lost his front wing. FPS Tricks has, I think, stayed more or less in the same position. Maybe lost a few places there. There's a bit of a frantic start, which means Kai stays in P1 and pulls out quite a distance early on. The Hammer 94 will be looking to chase him down. We have Ollie in P3 now, moved up a couple of places. Drift King has now overtaken Matty Clemens. Get a a yellow flag in Sector 2. HL Trappy's made up plenty of spaces up into P6 early on. Rouge Nico in P7. He's fallen back a little bit, unsure if he's got any damage or not there. LFC as well has moved forward up the grid, but I'm not sure if he's been without any issues there. So we have FPS Tricks into the pit with damage. We have Abdul, I'm guessing, who also has damage, and Solo, who we did see, had lost his front wing. Let's get a few changes there. So Lordy manages to move up a couple of places. Although he does actually have, on my telemetry here, Lordy does have some front wing damage as well. Kai going very strong here, pulling out a 2-second gap on the Hammer 94. And this is why we love the sprint race, because 2 laps in, hopefully Kai can maintain this level of pace. Drift King, one of our new drivers, cutting a corner there on his Haas teammate. Doesn't go for an overtake, I'm sure we'll have a warning for that particular move. So I know it's Ollie who got the corner, so Drift King was already ahead. Matty Clem staying within touching distance of Oliver. Drift King's had a fantastic start here. He's really challenging those front two currently. HDL Trappy in P6, currently not moving as quickly as he would have liked to. Maybe just warming those soft tyres up and making sure they make it towards the end of the race strong. I'm surprised there wasn't a safety car with the amount of spins and contact that we had during that opening lap. Hopefully things are just going to calm down a little bit now as some drivers look to recover their race. So on board here, Lordy, who is neck and neck with his teammate on the slower tyre, carrying some damage there. Both Ferraris go through the corner. There'll be no love lock between these two Ferrari drivers. Much like Ferrari in real life, Lordy and Torrio do treat each race as a battle, as Lordy again goes down the inside there. Driving very strong here, considering he has got a bit of damage to that front wing. Further back we have Adam, who is making a bit of leeway here and gaining some time on FPS Tricks ahead of him. Lordy now looking to have just pulled out about half a second there from his teammates. Ash is looking to chase down LFC. I think Ash here will make that move on LFC. Very clean there. And Tidy moves himself up into P8. And we're looking to chase down Rouge Nico. Further up the grid here in P3, Drift King again, about half a second away from the McLaren ahead. Let's see what he can do down this main straight. Got a lot of pace here. And like before, make his cars wide as he possibly can. Going through turn one. Looks nice and tidy there from both drivers, but Drift King does manage to sneak ahead there with a second bout of DRS. And like before, looking to regain that position as quickly as possible. I thought the DRS straights are quite strong here in Hungary. It's one after another with just that one activation point. So again, very powerful if you can get DRS. So I'd suspect Jack, with his experience, to sit behind and try and make that move under the DRS. Moving back here, we've got Rouge Nico actually moving up again a bit closer to HDL Trappy. I'm not sure if Trappy is actually struggling to make a move further down the line, but he seems to be going a little bit slower than what we'd expect from our current championship leader. And Rouge Nico showing a fair bit of pace here early on, although he did fall down the grid early. And just looking down the grid here, this looks like our closest battle. Adam did make the move on FPS Tricks. We didn't see it, but he has now moved up into P13 as HDL Trappy looks to make a move on Matty Clem here. He will have DRS, but he will also have to defend potentially from Rouge Nico. A little bit further back though. They head down the main straight. Matty Clem stays true to the racing line, allows HDL Trappy the inside, and he does make a move. And Matty Clem won't lose both positions at the moment. But Rouge Nico will be looking to, I think, might be a little bit too far back here on this particular lap though. HDL Trappy moves forward into P5 with LFC. Dives into the pit to change his front wing. I don't believe that was a result of the opening laps. Whether that is a result of the battle we had earlier with Ash, I'm not sure. Although actually LFC did go off the track, so it could be that his front wing wasn't changed earlier today. Adam looking to chase down Red Dog Twin on his debut race. Let's see how he fares up here against Adam. Adam actually makes that move look very, very easy indeed. FPS Tricks is very close behind as well. We could see a second move here on Red Dog in the same lap. We do FPS there, just glides through our debutant driver. And Rouge Nico looking for a move here on Matty Clem, looking a little bit squirrely there coming around final couple of corners. Able to be very close there to the pit wall. You know, get the best exit that he can down the main straight. Let's see if he can pull out here. He doesn't. He decides to sit behind Matty Clem and really try to make a move in this second section here. He does get a bit of a better run. It's a much harder corner to make that move unless you are very confident you really throw it around the corner. Matty Clem defending there very well against Rouge Nico. Again, this is our closest on-track battle here, so let's get on board and watch the attack for the moment. Nico versus Matty. Oh, and he gets locked on the curb, and that will be most likely the end of that battle, but it does bring Ash into play now. He's right on the back of the Alpine car, and he has a bit of a slide there. Manages to keep it, but he loses momentum. Matty Clem is now soaring away into the distance, and Ash is looking to pounce. And these mistakes are being made by Nico. Nico keeps a nice clean line there, and actually slows Ash down at the apex. In a legal way, in a legal way, not in an illegal way. Defends that position very well indeed. It'll be Ash now looking to take the fight to Nico, rather than Nico taking that fight to Matty Clem. Will jump on board with Ash again, a little bit further away. Nico really finding some decent pace through these first, or through the final corner, and then through the first corner. Can he hold his position here as Ash looks to make a move? Takes it quite wide. Can he get the switch back though on Nico? No. Blocked off again. Some good driving there from Nico as Adam makes the pass on Torrio. And he's now got a large ask here. 12-second gap to Lordy, who is an absolutely incredible driver and has been fantastic so far this season. Will Adam have the pace to get to Lordy? 4 laps to go. Well, I cannot do maths, apologies. 5 laps to go. Can Adam make up some ground here? Bit of clean air. He's pulled away from Torrio very quickly. Let's see if he can make any ground as Ash looking for that move on Nico again. Nico has gotten closer to Matty Clem. It's a 3-way battle here. There is contact there between Nico and Matty Clem. It actually allows Matty Clem to stay ahead, and it might be awkward here for Nico. Again, Nico finding excellent traction there on the outside. Neither driver wanted to go on the dirty part of the track, but Ash decides to take a look. He's ahead for the moment. Will he be ahead into turn 1? He is. And I think Nico's actually backed out slightly and gone for a switch back here, which you can't see why, but he hasn't quite worked there for the Alpine driver. But a good battle there nonetheless. FPS Tricks and Torrio. Oh, and LFC has just retired from the session. Is that in the pit lane? No, it's not in the pit lane. I'm not sure what's happened there to LFC. Don't think it's a purposeful DNF, but I'm not sure why he's ended up where he ended up. That is LFC out of the sprint. Maybe looking for some damage limitation in the race. Keep himself nice and fresh. I'm not sure what's happened there. I'm sure we'll be updated either in the chat or in Discord. But again, we'll try and stay on board with 3-way battles. It is the closest battle at the moment. Rouge Nico currently sitting behind Ash, whose blinker is on. And Nico going off the track there. And Ash managing to keep that position. All the while, Matty Clem is out of DRS. He's actually managing to cruise away whilst these 2 drivers behind are attempting to battle. You see Lordy there making a move on Matty Clem. So Lordy will be joining his fight here. And I apologise, I was just looking away from my screen for a moment. But actually Matty Clem has fallen down a few spaces there. He was leading the battle for 6th. He's now fallen down to P9. Let's see if he can recover on the of that race. Adam has made a bit of a chase there. He was 12 seconds behind, now down to 7 seconds behind. So he is making a surge. I don't think it's going to be enough for him in the sprint. He won't get any points in this particular feature, but he will be a little bit higher starting, and maybe you can make use of that during the main feature race. Make a claim at front down to P9, as you mentioned. Lordy in P8, looking to get a move done on Ash at the moment. Again, this is our closest battle, so we'll stick here for that P6 race. Looking very close there to the back of that McLaren. Sticking close. What can Lordy do here? As far as I'm aware, he still does have that front wing damage, so he gets a great effort from him. But he'd like to take a look to the inside. Yes, he does. A little squeeze on the McLaren as well to get himself through. But a switchback there from Ash, which again, the camera angle is absolutely useless. We didn't get to see that switchback, but there has been a switchback there from Ash. And now the McLaren's back in the lead. Well, back in the lead for P7 at least. But let's just take a moment, whilst the battle's a bit further apart, to take a look at Kai, who's had an absolutely fantastic race, started in P1, currently got the least points out of all drivers racing today. That's why he starts P1, and he has executed perfectly and shown why we like to do a reverse grid sprint. It allows those who may not be having the best of seasons to kick on, get a bit of a confidence boost, and Kai's taken full advantage of that around this particular circuit. He can't rest on his laurels too much though. Drift King is 3 seconds away, and this is a track where track limits and penalties can come thick and fast. Then it's try and keep his foot down, but keep it on the track to maintain maximum points in this sprint. I want to take a second to also congratulate Drift King, currently in P2 in his first sprint feature. Let's see if he can carry on that pace into the main feature race. Hammer 94 has kept it steady in P3 so far. Ollie doing pretty well in P4. He will drop at least one position. I think it's just a 3-second penalty he's got. At least one position. HDL Trappy, who again started at the back of the grid, but maybe actually be a little bit disappointed that he's only in P5 given the pace that he does have. Ash in P6 again, kept it pretty steady. Lordy had a bad start, but an excellent recovery. Involved in some of those incidents early on lap 1, but again kept it nice and steady for the remainder of the race. Matty Clem was racing and defending well, but currently just dropped back a couple more positions as our leader does cross the finish line. We'll stay on board here with Lordy. Well done, Kai. Well done, Kai. We'll stay on board here with Lordy to see if he can make a squeeze on to right at the end of the race here. No, Lordy's not going to try anything too extravagant, but the space opens up. I'm sure he'll go for it. Ash pushes him close to the wall and defends that corner very well, and nothing will be given there. Let's have a look at Adam versus Matty Clem. Over the line, Matty Clem does keep that position. Next across the line is Nico, followed by FPS Tricks, followed by Stolo. Torio is a bit of a way behind. Again, a couple of incidents on lap 1 where I believe Tricks, Stolo and Torio all had to box. We've had a disconnect as well. Let's see if we can get an invite back for Nico. Can't actually see him online. But yeah, congratulations to Kai. Absolutely smashed that sprint there. I think the lap one instance maybe made it a little bit easier for you, Kai. But again, you're not gonna slow down for any reason. You're gonna speed up, and it's a fantastic start there for the AlphaTauri in this sprint race. In fact, you are the only AlphaTauri in the sprint race today. Drift King in P2 in his debut sprint. We'll see how he gets on in the main feature. Hamlet 4 P3, Trappy P4, Ollie P5, Ash P6, Lordy P7, Matty Clem P8, and that completes our point finishers. 14 drivers though completing the sprint there over 12 laps. Let's hope we can keep 14 drivers minimum. Another LFC probably won't be returning for the main race, but 14 drivers. Let's see if we can keep them all as classified finishers. Getting news coming through that Ash did have damage. And that's why he's potentially going a little bit slow there. I wonder if HDL Trappy also had damage. Again, a lot of people crashing and bumping into each other during the start of the race. Let's hope it's a little bit cleaner this time here. People like HDL Trappy, Ash, Lordy, Solo, definitely Solo, looking to make up some positions here. As we wait for our drivers to be ready, let's just take a head towards our next round. We'll be heading to the tough street circuit of Singapore. I haven't got a Singapore picture because I was very rushed today, so please mind the imagery here. But we are going to Singapore for our next round, so a very tough endurance race for our drivers. We'll really test them to their maximum ability. I always love Singapore. But for today, we're going to be focusing on Hungary. Looking at the rest of our calendar then, whilst we are still waiting for players. We have, again, Singapore. We then have USA, which will be another sprint. So the sprints coming thick and fast, but that will be our final sprint of the season. Then head to Mexico before going to Abu Dhabi. And then finally, once again, we're finishing up in Sao Paulo. But the countdown has started. The drivers are on the grid. And we are ready for the lights to go out. Kai again, leading the pack out here. And away we go as Torio gets a drive-through penalty for a jump start there. And I think other drivers around him have done extremely well. Not to... Oh, I see what's happened here. I see what's happened here. LFC's car has just drove because he's not there. And that's what's caused Torio to jump his start. It's an absolute shame for Torio. Might try and find some compensation for him, but again, he should be focusing on the red lights going out, I suppose, rather than those ghosted cars. But I think it's a lobby. Okay, I won't say too much. We might look at it. We'll see. But Torio will have to serve that drive-through within the next few laps. And he's also just been spun, I believe, or he's had some issue there. But right, let's catch up with the rest of the grid. So Drift King has taken an early lead. HL Trappy has moved up into P2. Kai has moved down to P3. Again, no, Kai's still in a good position at the moment. Again, very early on though, a lot can happen during the course of the race as Trix gets past LFC's ghosted car, as does Solo. Then have the Hammer 94, P4, Ash in P3. So let's have a look at our battles. I want to take a look at this battle here between Adam and Ollie, and that battle is now over because Adam has gotten past Ollie. I'm sure we'll keep that position, and it will now be chasing down Ash. So Adam already up a few positions as Torio retires from the session. I'm not surprised about that, if I'm honest with you. I don't think it was, it's a pit lane retirement. Probably very annoyed about having that drive through. So I'm not surprised about that one. Again, though, a lot can happen during the course of the race. So I'd much prefer drivers to stay in. You never know. We've got a yellow flag at the moment. I suppose it's for Torio's car, though. We've got a big battle here for fourth, as Ash and Adam both looking to put some pressure on the Hammer 94 here. HL Trappy has also taken the lead of this race, just been staying close, and Kai also staying within touching distance there of our two lead cars. I wonder if there's going to be a bit of gamesmanship here between the two McLaren drivers, though, to try and keep Adam behind. Let's see if Adam can capitalise here without the use of DRS down the inside. It looks good on the entry, and on the softer compound tyre, he does make that move on Ash. Ooh, like Ash is going to try and send down the inside. I think he's going to keep it nice and steady for now. And Adam does take that position. Solo also looking very good at the start of this race. Again, had that incident in the sprint race, but he's looking a bit more solid now as he's looking to get past Ollie. Very tough corner to do it here, though. You want to stay close as you possibly can to that car in front without touching. And let's see then, can Solo in 0.2 of a second here making way past Ollie, who might actually just fallen out of it. I was going to say, might actually be able to get DRS on the driver in front, and I believe he will have DRS on the driver in front. That might be method of defending for him. Let's flip forward though quickly. But Adam trying to make a move on the Hammer 94. Hammer 94 forced onto the dirty side of the track, and when you make a bit of a dive here, he will actually try and force Adam wide, but leaves just enough room. Solo did get that move done, as well as further up the grid, Drift King and Kai were jostling for position, I believe it was, or Drift King and Trappy potentially. As Ollie now looks to try and chase down Solo. Solo much quicker driver though, without being too harsh on Ollie. So maybe he wants to look in his rear view mirror at FPS Tricks, who's looking to make some manoeuvres as well. Further down the grid, we've got Matty Clem, who's battling with Nico. These two had a battle for the entirety of the sprint, really, with Ash as well. Ash, of course, a lot further at the grid at this present moment in time. It looks like Matt there is just looking a bit slow for those corners. Not potentially got the pace in that car that he had during the sprint. Probably a little bit more wobbly without more fuel in. FPS Tricks looking to get up the rear of Ollie. Takes it nice and wide there to try and get a lot more traction. Nice and smooth, and that's what you can do here down the main DRS straight. And you can see this is where a lot of the action is going to take place when drivers do have DRS. I don't think Trick's going to get close enough on this particular occasion. Let's move forward then to our front three, who've actually neglected a fair bit during this race, but they are racing very hard here. We've got HDL Trappy. Only got 0.3 between him and Drift King behind. And we even have Kai still showing that pace and bringing that pace through and that confidence through from the sprint race. Staying within touching distance here of our current two lead drivers. But again, you might want to look in his rear view mirror, because Adam is after that P1 spot. Just King and Talia racing absolutely beautiful here though. That's like just King and Trappy racing absolutely beautiful here. Adam does get right up on the rear of Kai. So the battle for P1 now has 4 drivers. I'm sure the Hammer 94 would like to be part of that battle. I'm sure Ash would like to be as well. But Ash has got his own problems. He can't get past his teammate. And Solo is right on his tail. There's no move made there on the initial bout of DRS, as Adam really does join this battle now. We've almost got two individual battles now between Kai and Adam, and between Trap P and Drift King. Got a yellow flag here from the Hammer 94th, falling down the grid somewhat there. Not sure if he's got any damage from that incident, but we'll look forward again to our leaders. Just have a look at this beautiful shot as they come through. Real tight chicane here. Awful driver racing superbly. Just get some awful camera angle for that part of the track. Impressive Kai though, he's staying close. And actually, maybe Adam's made a couple of mistakes there, because he's dropped back a tiny amount. Very tiny amount. And there's only so much ERS that Trappy can have and harvest. And eventually he's going to run out, and that will be when Drift King is able to make that move. He's looking a lot closer to him at this particular moment in time. Drift King opting to take the dirty the dirty side of the track very early. Actually, Trappy then just instantly tucking in behind to defend from a double overtake from Kai. Drift King takes the lead of this race. FPS Tricks getting past Ollie after a few laps behind him. Now have the battle between Kai and Adam still going on. Let's take a look a little bit further down the grid and leave these four drivers for just a moment, as the Hammer 94 is looking to make his recovery drive, starting off with Matty Clem. I don't think there'll be any movement there at the moment. Looking back here then to our top four, and Ash has, well, of course, the Hammer 94 has had a bit of a tumble, and Ash has now, well, he's burning down. He's trying to make and trying to get into this battle. He might actually turn it into a six-way battle once Ash and Solo join in the action here. And Ash does enter the DRS, or the DRS distance. Let's see if he keeps that. I'm not sure if he will keep that for this particular lap. Let's see if any movement goes on here. So a bit of a gap here between HDL and Drift King. I think the DRS is going to keep Kai getting any closer, and also from Adam. So a bit of a train forming here behind the leader. HDL Trappy probably doesn't have much ERS to deploy. So maybe actually on a bit of a charge at the moment. See, Kai gets a lot closer there in 2/10. And Ash still trying to get involved here, although he does pick up a 3-second time penalty there. We're going over that all-important white line. Hammer 94 still stuck behind Matty Clem as well, a little bit further down the grid to come through this chicane here. And it's hard really to take our action away from this top 5 currently. This is where it's all happening. Drift King pulling away from HDL Trappy, something that not many drivers are able to do. But he's managed to put a half-a-second gap between them before that DRS zone, and then HDL Trappy comes and closes that gap right back up again with DRS. But again, same situation, there's only so much ERS that Drift King will be able to deploy until it becomes a problem and becomes an easy overtake for HDL Trappy. But at the moment, in fact, HDL Trappy looks like he might be more in the firing zone. As Kai looks like a move around the outside. He overcooked that a little bit. Potentially, does that bring Adam into play? It does not. And Kai again looking for a move down the inside of Trappy. Pushes him wide. It's a great driving by them both. Not much contact, I don't think. A bit of wheel banging potentially. But Kai makes the move on HDL Trappy. I would say cleanish. It was definitely a little bit ratty there from Kai, but makes a very strong move. And again, maybe HDL Trappy just burning some ERS a little bit too early in his race. We saw Kai on his steering wheel had plenty of ERS to burn. And Adam still sitting in P4, but we know he is a wily old fox, a wily young fox, in fact. And I'm sure that is a trick or two up his sleeve, an undercut somewhere, natural pace without the use of the energy system that is waiting to deploy maybe a little bit later on in this race. But our current driver championship leader, Trappy, sitting in P3, Adam in P4. We might see their first battle of this race. And this is a good camera angle now, as Adam looks to make what would have been a very impressive dive. He did overtake two drivers, he then got overtaken by two drivers, and actually brings Ash into the scene. But in fact, let's jump on board with HDR Trappy. Was very close to Kai. And Kai's overtake on Trappy allowed Drift King to pull out a bit further. So 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 seconds ahead now as we enter lap 10. And I think those drivers running the soft tyres from the start might have to start thinking about, is it time to get in, take these tyres off, look for a better option as we get Lordy DNF. Not sure who Lordy was battling with then, whether it was Ollie. Let's jump on board with Matty Clem as he approaches the section where Lordy's car is. We have got a safety car. Lordy's car that's been removed from the track there, so I'm not sure what's happened there, whether it's on contact, but it's not great for the Ferrari team. Two cars DNF'd. But what it does do is it means that that space that Drift King had just earned himself is going to be closed right up as our top 5 look to box here. In fact, at the moment, everyone's boxing. So Ash boxing off the hard tyre. I'd expect all the soft tyres to box. The medium as well with Kai. He's boxing. I would actually expect everybody to box here. I don't think it's a smart move not to box at this point. 10 laps in. Tyres are going to be killing you a little bit. Ash might be in the struggle spot, as well as a few of the other drivers that started on the hard tyre. I think they might struggle, as I believe I've just been kicked from this session. Let me just restart my game then, I suppose. That's just easier than waiting for things to work themselves out. Luckily, it's happened at a point where the race has been nullified. Well. Feels like it weren't just me. Just putting a quick poll out to see if people want to race or call it a night. Because it is getting late here in the UK. It's 10 o'clock now, and some people might have other things they want to do with their evenings. Yeah, I know this is important for some people's championships. Be a short 25% race. Custom grid. Got a race and I'll be back open. Oh, the pain, the pain, the pain of this game. With my podium chances. Sorry, sorry, Kai. I can't help it, mate. This game is just awful. Absolutely awful. Never had so many restarts. Never had so many restarts. It's an absolute joke. Apologies, viewers. We'll be back in just a few moments. Again, we've had obviously some lobby issues tonight. Done. So, stop was Drift King. Follow. This has got to be wrong, hasn't it? It doesn't matter. That's what I'm going with. That's in front of him. Oh, Okay, we will be restarting in the next couple of minutes. It will be a 25% race. Add that into my message. Tyre choice will just be open because I can't be bothered with the arguments and trying to check what tyres everybody's going on to. So we are missing a couple of drivers. I think we're missing Nico. Our drivers are maybe not perfect. That's fine. We can go. We can go. I am fairly happy, hopefully. Hungry, my favourite track. And yeah, mate, you're doing really well, man. Did I press? I don't know if I pressed spectator. I hope I did. Honestly, at this point, I want to get the race over with. I could not care less. Yeah, you're on smoke today, Carl. You're on smoke, mate. Let's see if you can keep that up. Okay, so for the third time today. Is it the third time today? It is the third time today. We are awaiting, or in fact, it's the fourth time today, if you count the actual lobby that worked in between the two and non-working lobbies. We are waiting in the paddock for the drivers to be ready. One thing I say out tonight is drivers have been fairly good, if not ready, not straight away. I didn't put a time limit on it, but I think everyone's been given enough time to get themselves prepped for the race. 18 laps then. So in fact, I think that's an extra 3 laps to what we should have been doing. That's absolutely fine. Away we go for the third time, fourth time today, and Drift King manages to keep P1. We have of course lost a few drivers here due to the issues that we've had, or people, having commitments. We've got a driver that's falling down the grid early on there. I think it's Ollie. He's falling down the grid. A lot of changing places towards the back end here. Let's see what's going on with Ollie. Getting a bit aggressive there. Just said be careful to people, and now he's starting to drive very aggressively himself. It looks like most drivers are on the soft tyre. Strategy there. People are going to do soft to medium or soft to hard by the strategy. Let's see what drivers did start on there very quickly. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. Everyone on the soft tyre, automatic Clem and Lord, automatic on the hard and Lord on the medium. So going for a bit of a different strategy there. The good thing is, I mean, we don't like to see lobby restarts, and don't like to see as many lobby restarts as we've had today, but it does bring that grid back together Then again, saying that, the safety car would have also brought the grid back together. But from a standing start, and the Hammer 94 has just been knocked out of the session. FPS Tricks having to box early. I'm not sure where Jack actually went off there. So we couldn't have a track map up. But Zach going into the pit, evidently. Got himself some damage early on there. And we have a safety car, so we're back to where we started. We are back to where we started. We've started the race. We've had a car go off the track. There is now a safety car. So nullified then after the opening lap. I think we are running out of things to say here. We are running out of interest a little bit. I'm just hoping this race finishes as quickly as possible. We're looking at around about 30 minutes more of me talking. I did want to do some other things in my night, but it looks like F1 has completely taken over that idea. We see a lot of our drivers here going to box. I would guess opting for the hard tyre to try and take to the end. Remember that the tyre degradation will be slightly changed as well, so those hard tyres obviously won't go as long as they would do in a 50% race. They will go a shorter distance, and it will be, you know, adapted to the race length. But again, not a bad shout, jumping on the hard tyres, going as far as you possibly can. The only thing that might let you down is if in 5 or 6 laps following the safety car, so there's another one that comes out which allows those ahead of you a free pit stop. But let's see what happens to those who have moved from the soft tyre onto the hard tyre. This actually helps out Matty Clem and Lordy as well, because they both started on the hard and the medium tyre, and they could maybe use a soft tyre toward the latter stages of the race. Go as far as they can without making that pit stop. Jump onto the softs, see what they can do from there. So again, they can't mixing things up, I suppose. Kai back into P1 as well, all importantly. Red Dog Twin, probably in the highest position we've seen him today, up in P5. So that's positive there for our debutant driver in the Aston Martin. Lordy, who we've allowed back into the race. We did also offer it to Torio, but I think he's busy doing other things now. He did start from the back of the grid, now up to P4, so the race already looking a lot better for him. From DNF up into P4. Was going to play with the idea of banning a particular tyre set to make things a little bit more interesting, but we didn't go with that, as we've actually got the safety car restart there. I didn't actually notice that, and Kai gets a nice jump on Matty Clem, but Ash gets a nice jump on Matty Clem as well and manages to move up into P2. Actually, I believe stayed out on the soft tyre, as did Lordy, which is why... Oh no, Lordy's on the medium tyre, sorry. So a few drivers did stay out on the soft tyre. Adam makes a move there, and Drift King also makes a move. So we're going to have Adam, Drift King, HDL, Trappy all making a sprint to the top there. Adam having to try and now make his way through Lordy. Again, might be a bit of a tough ask there. HDL Trapper makes a move on Red Dog Twin. I believe he's gone off the track. Unfortunately fell back to the bottom of the table, just out of the points. So they're quite close now behind Trappy. As Adam does make that move on Lord there on the softer compound tyre. Lord getting a little bit wide there and opening up a bit of space for Drift King to try and exploit. Lordy taking the outside of the track. Bringing it back across there. Very nice line taken there from Lordy to defend the Haas behind. Haas does move out and can Drift King make a move here on Lord. You haven't quite got the pace on those fresher but harder compound tyre. Appreciate the follow, Halo Development League. I hope you are well today. Lordy defending that position now from FPS Tricks. Drift King did make that move on him. And we've got Adam chasing down Matty Clem, who really will have no defence here with a 3-second gap between him and P2. So let's see what can happen there. FPS Tricks getting nice and close to Lordy as well, who potentially struggling after coming back here. We've got a few issues tonight, Halo Development League. We've had a few issues tonight. Plenty of lobby restarts, just for general connectivity issues. But we are back racing again as HDL Trappy. I believe will be one of your drivers, if I am correct. Currently sitting in P8 behind FPS Tricks. We're getting a grid looking nice and close, really, from P4 downwards. Sorry, P3 downwards. Nice and close. Let's see now what Adam can do against Matty Clem. Again, there's not been much defence here from Matty Clem. He might actually lose out more than one position here over these two corners. Push wide a little bit there. Drift King does go up. Lord a little bit too far back here. Does Matty Clem have a response? Drift King making a bit of a dive there. Yep, both are performing well. Trappy didn't do too well in the sprint. I think he's carrying some damage, but in the main race, yep, he has been doing pretty decently. He should be a bit higher up the top end, to be fair, but I'm sure we'll get there by the end of the race. As you see now battling with Lordy. He's had a bit of a wobble. Actually, that just slowed down Trappy and nearly backs him back into Solo, but yeah, I think Solo's also had to react there as Ollie moves past FPS Tricks in the background there from P10 to P9. We'll stay on board with this particular battle as there's some keen interest here from one of our viewers. So Trappy trying to make his way past a very wide car there from Lordy. He did get done last time down the DRS straight. It was overtaken by, I believe it was Drift King at that point. Let's see what Trappy can do here. DRS wing is open. Matty Clem is sitting duck again as Lordy comes past, but actually Trappy has to tuck him behind for the time being. It looks like he might be staying behind for now. It's good defending there from Matty Clem, making it very difficult there for Trappy, though he's taking the inside line here and again still stays behind Matty Clem until he gets past Matty Clem on a camera angle that we can't actually see. Perfect. Thank you very much, EA and Hungary. Solo now as well, looking to make a move on Matty Clem here as we come through the chicane. Pulling the box under safety car, go hard to the end. Yeah, I think that's it's a strong move. It's a strong move. Whether they're hard to make it a full way, but if you get his work done early, that'll be a bonus for it. Ooh, very close there. Matty Clem hit hard on the brakes there, but Solo able to react. Looks for a move down the inside here, but it's just not giving at this current moment in time. Let's take a look up at Drift King though, who's racing with Adam. He's probably our quickest all round for pace. This should be a good battle here. A 1v1 between Adam and Drift King. Adam, of course, starting a bit further down the grid on our restart. On the softer compound tyres. Ooh, and he had a wobble. Don't think there's any contact there, but Adam off the track, rejoining P10. Have a quick flick and see if he's got any damage. I think he's got away with that. And he's got no damage to his front wing. So he's got lucky there. Gets to jump back in with some action with Ollie. Looking to make a move on Matty Clem. Ollie on the soft tyre, Matty Clem on the hard tyre. It looked like his strategy might have worked, but the pace of the drivers behind has been a little bit too much for him. And Ollie then picks up a 3-second penalty. Right, let's jump back to... Where should we go here? In fact, this battle here, battle for 7th, looks like our closest battle currently, after Adam's taken that tumble and he has to make up all of that space again over the next 10 laps, or about to be 9 laps. But Ollie looking to make a move still, even with that 3-second penalty on Matty Clemens. Ash jumped into the pit. I think Ash was on the soft tyres. Yep, 8 laps on the soft tyres, but he's boxing. Potential to lose out a fair few places here after not fitting under the safety car. I'm sure Kai will be coming in very soon as well, but he does have a nice healthy 7-second gap to drifting, and FPS Drift has now retired from the session in the pit lane, so he shouldn't get a safety car. Ollie makes a move up into P6 and Matty Clem comes back at him. Bit of a battle here going on between two of our drivers. That's true. I think a lot of them are banking on that second safety car coming out and just being able to use the softs for a little bit longer. But it looks like it won't be the case. That might be why Adam went off. I believe he's been on these softs at the start of the race. That might have been where he's lost the traction. But if Kai does box this lap, again, he's just lost a second during this lap. So again, yeah, it'd be a smart thing to do. Box now before you lose too much time. Maybe he won't come out as far behind as Ash did. Ash came out there in P9, just behind Adam. And Drift King goes into the lead of this one. HL trapping up into P2, of course. Kai dropping down now to P5. Let's have a look. He's not actually... Oh, no, sorry. He has reached the pit lane. I was going to say it's been a long pit lane if he didn't make it. Out he comes, and does he stay ahead of Ash here? He does, just about. So again, managed to get a bit of an overcut there, I suppose. On Ash, who was in P2. Got a lot of work now to do over the remaining 8 laps, as Adam also jumps into the pit lane, and he's got even more work to do because he's going to come out really far behind, but still getting a point at least currently. Jump on board with Ash versus Kai. This looks like our closest battle currently, as Ash looks like he's about to make contact there. Probably should have stayed on board in fairness, but we flicked off. Have a look at the angle through the chicane. Let's see, did Ash get damaged there? No, he did not, as far as I can see. By looking down, just to come out of the pass. He's had some really good pace today. Kai's races are either really good or he decides to DNF early in the pit, but he's absolutely on fire today. He makes his way past Matty Clem, and as does Ash. Ollie jumps into the pit lane. Matty Clem falling some more in this race here. Started on the hard tyres. I think out of pride, because that was a tyre he was pitting onto before the safety car came out. So pride is letting him down a little bit here. He's being overtaken by those on the quicker compound. Let's jump on board now with Solo then. This is what he can do against Lordy. Lordy, who's making a habit of getting that car 2 or 3 cars wide, making it difficult for the overtake. Solo will be looking now with keen interest for where Lordy loses that bit of rear grip. Lord, one of our drivers with all this stuff. As Solo nearly bodies out there on the curb. Not as dangerous as this particular curve, that slightly raised middle. Manages to keep it alive there. Got a yellow flag in sector 1 for Red Dog. But nothing too serious. He already jumps into the pit lane. This time not making his car 2 or 3 cars wide. Looking to box and get himself off those mediums. I'll be interested to see whether it is a... I would assume it's going to be a soft tyre to the end of the race. As with Matty Clem, who's also pitting. I'd assume that'll be a soft tyre till the end of the race. So where is our closest battler? We've got Adam looking for a resurgence. It's 1 second away from Ollie. In fact, it's probably a bit too far away from that. Have a look at Ash. First his car. Both these drivers overtook Matty Clem 2 laps ago. We've got a double overtake from these 2 drivers. Let's see what I can do here. What Ash can do here. Taking his go-kart light track to the limits, seeing how close he can get to Kai. I actually think Kai is pulling away. He's outperforming himself really. P1 in the sprint. Probably sat P4 in our main feature race. As Adam looks to be getting closer and closer to Ollie. I knew it would be imminent. Let's see what kind of a fight Ollie can put up and what kind of a resurgence and how much pace Adam can have. Out of interest, HDL. Is your league no assists, or is it anything? Out of interest. Or the esports team you have, are they all assist stuff, or are they anything for assists? Adam then will have DRS, will be within DRS here on lap 13 going into 14. Let's see how close he can get to Ollie. I don't think a move will be made down this first straight into turn 1. Maybe as we go through turns 2 and 3. Now that Adam is right on the bumper, we could see a move made. And there it is. Adam making it look easy there. We've got Ash now putting out some more stops to try and get within that activation point on his next lap. A bit further up the grid, we've got actually HDL Trappy battling with King. Both drivers on the hard tyre as you come around the second to last corner and into the final corner. Let's see what HDL Trappy can do on this particular straight again. Looks a bit far away to begin with. Let's see how quickly the DRS will help him get closer to the back of that Haas. Anything in the league, the esports team is line only. Academy team is moving traction. Yeah, I am a fan of no assists. There's not many drivers that will drive without assists. When you're a driver that drives without assists, and I'm not somebody who plays to get, well, even less often now, but I weren't somebody that plays very often. When you come against drivers that use assists versus you not using assists, and not using assists very well, it's a difficult battle. So I do usually give up and go to medium. I have a couple, but I lose confidence very easily. Yeah, it's probably the same thing with me. I didn't spin very often, not as often as I did when I first turned off my assists. My boy with Ash here, two tenths away. But yeah, when you come against those who are maybe using full traction, or I think ABS is more of an overpowered assist than traction. Those that can just brake extremely late and not lock up the tyres. That's where it gets a bit annoying, and again you might lose confidence. Solo tries to take Ash into the dirty part of the track there, onto the marbles. Ash reinforced around the outside. A bit of wheel banging there between the 2 drivers, but Solo does allow Ash through, and by doing so allows Kai back through. HL Trapper still struggling, it looks like. They get near Drift King, keeping some very good pace here. Let's watch this battle for now. A 3-way battle for our final podium position. Ash versus Kai versus Solo. At the moment, Lordy and Adam are a bit too far away. Well, a lot too far away. to make any real kind of impact. Yeah, ABS on for sure, definitely. Definitely. We're currently just a one league band with all levels of game. Any assists, I can use any assists other than your obvious ones like brake assist and throttle assist. Steering assist is off as well, but other than that, they can use whatever they want. Yeah, for all abilities, that's what for all abilities. Which is why we do tend to find gaps between our drivers, but they are getting smaller and smaller the more that people are racing. Which feels nice to see. We've got with our drivers. Actually, HL Trappy's made an overtake there. He's missed that whilst I've been gossiping away. It's been an extremely long, excruciating and painful crash today without a restart track with juggle as well. I appreciate those who have stuck with throughout the race today. Yeah, I think for the most part we do get some clean races. We do get some comments in Discord from time to time saying this league is awful, but there's never any proof of why we're awful. And as I keep stressing to people, send the clips in. If you think someone's a bad driver, if you had an incident, send the clip in. We can take action. Don't just gossip and call people out. We're here for fun. We're not necessarily a serious league. We are here for fun. Sometimes that fun can be spoiled by incidents, of course, but again, no need to take it out on people directly. But a four-way battle now for the lead. We'll get hot heads. They do. Yeah. No, of course. I understand that. It's a lot nice. Well, it's not nice. It's a lot easier when people just put that clip in. And again, if one driver is ruining it for everybody else, they'll be removed. But without that proof, we can't do anything about it. But yeah, a four-way battle to the lead, or for the lead. Lap and a half. Let's see who can hold on to it. Has HL Trappy got enough ERS to defend his position? Is Ash close enough to make a move on Drift King? We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2 there. We've got a crashed out car, Red Dog Twin, on his debut. I don't think he's completed enough of the race to be a classified finisher. Unfortunately, he would have got the final point position there in his first race, but he has crashed out. We'll again let our app do the choosing there. There's contact between Ash and Kai. And Kai's had a fantastic race so far. Looks like he doesn't lose too many positions, which might be a small consolation to him. He will still get decent points today, but it could have been a lot more. And I'm going to switch our attention now to our top two drivers and sort of Drift King can do. HL Trappy trying to avoid the tow by driving on the marbles off the racing line, then comes back to the racing line. You're quite wise, I suppose. At this stage, it doesn't matter if you get your tyres a little bit dirty. Get marbles on those tyres, it doesn't matter. Got one more lap. ERF light is flashing. Drift King is looking to capitalise on that. Here, Drift King has got plenty of ERS to use over the remainder of this particular lap. And let's stay on board here because even though we've gone past our DRS straight, I was going to say there could be a move on here, but I don't think I did that mistake there from Drift King. Is going to be just enough to keep Trappy in front here, who, as he does, has managed to glide through the grid. Started at the very back of the grid during the sprint, and I believe recovering to somewhere around P6, and then again doing pretty well here in main feature before the restart, and then after the restart he has completely dominated, I'd say, as we go through our finals. There's a bit of a contact between Ash and Kai, which has caused Kai to tumble down the grid a little bit. But there's our winner, Trappy, followed by Drift King. Ash will pick up P3 for now. Again, we'll see if any clips are put in. Followed by Solo and then Kai. Will Kai lose another place? No, he won't. Just a 3-second penalty. Followed then by Lordy. Then have Adam, who is coming around the corner. Disappointing day for Adam, both in the sprint and in the main feature. Hungary track is usually actually pretty strong for Adam, so I'm not sure what's happened there. Maybe just tied up in incidents. We then have Ollie crossing the line, followed by Matty Clem. So, as I say, it is a long and grueling night we have had tonight. I appreciate those who have. I could get Andy to add me here into the Discord. You can do, yeah, you can do. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine if you want to keep an eye on him. I believe. Let's see if it doesn't always work for some reason on this particular account. Let's see. There we go. There's a link to the Discord if you do want to join and take a look around. We do also have a partners area, so if you are interested in us kind of promoting you from within our Discord, and we do have a partner section in there. Just yeah, feel free to drop me a DM. I'm one of the server owners of Mr. Zoom 95, and we can get you added as one of our partners if you want to. Again, no, you haven't got to. But again, it's a nice way of promoting other leagues. Again, our drivers usually start off as we love that I'll join now. HDL, perfect, no problem at all, no problem at all. Yeah, as I say, we don't mind promoting other leagues. We are probably a bit of a starter league for a lot of people. Okay, we do allow all abilities, and then they can move off into different leagues. That's absolutely fine. Fastest lap was Kai, and I'll just taking it off the screen. Fastest lap was Kai with a 1:17.9. Just to recap our final grid: P1 was HDL Trappy, P2 Drift King, P3 Ash, P4 Solo, P5 Kai, P6 Lordy, P7 Adam, P8 Ollie, P9 Matty Clem, P10 was Red Dog. Unfortunately, the DNF though, you would have had the final points position. Again, I haven't had a chance to update my imagery, but next week we do go to Singapore for round 8. That'll be back to our normal race style, so a short qualifying followed by a long race, hopefully with less technical difficulties, before we move on the week after to our final sprint feature, which will be around USA. For those that want to keep up with the racing, feel free to follow us on Instagram, where we do post the final results, usually the week of the next race. You can also, as we've put in the chat there, join the Discord if you're interested in racing, or again, just being interested in joining our community. And other than that, we will see you all next week for Singapore.